Yeah, tell me more about this Sora partnership or that project.
We met at the inauguration with Sam Altman. We were like talking about how there needs to be a new social media platform. What does that look like, et cetera. And so we just started having idea brainstorms, and it eventually turned into what Sora is.
We have Jeff Liu and Jake.
Let's bring them in.
Joining TBPN.
Here they are.
How are you guys doing? Welcome to the show.
Good. How are you? Thanks for having us.
We're good. Congratulations. Can you set the table for us on the most recent raise? How did it come together? What's the goal of the fundraise? How are you describing the strategy of the fund these days?
I mean, I'm happy to kick it off.
Please.
I mean, anti-fund, we think that boomer VCs are boring. And just like there are new AI companies and the next generation of American entrepreneurs like taking over just like the business ecosystem, I think that the same opportunity exists for VC.
What was the original anti-fund? Like, how'd you come up with that name? Why? What are you anti?
The boomers.
I think, a lot of time we're both founders, and we know how hard it is dealing with VCs and move slow and updates and not providing any value, and they just become a nuisance. And I think we were very founder first. And wanted to bring a value add. I think what we can bring is like distribution, marketing, all of these things, expertise on social media, advertising. We worked with, obviously invested into OpenAI, but then worked with the Sora team to help launch the product, brought in the content. So that's just like one really good example. But that's what we wanted to do, is just be anti the establishment essentially, and bring something new to the table that wasn't just money. We believe money is a commodity, and that things beyond that are way more valuable in helping grow the companies.
And I think the double click on that, I think as founders and as VCs, you have to be anti-establishment. I mean, we are disrupting existing large players. If you don't want to take over existing large markets, then you should not be in this business. So that should be what you expect as a founder, but you should expect that from your investors. If your investor's not as hungry as you, maybe you choose other investors.
What can you say on fund strategy, ownership targets? My assumption is that you guys are multi-stage, so you're kind of flexible. I imagine there's pre-seed rounds that you'd be excited about leading, but at the same time, you don't mind participating in a later stage round where it's a breakout company and you can add fuel to the fire.
Yeah, I think the way we think about it is that we've taken barbell, but we call it extreme barbell. We want to be the first check in technical founders, and that's people just dropping out, and where their first phone call will put 100, 250K, just put them in the business. Or we identify and built really great relationship with like Sam Altman and Mark Chen of OpenAI, and we want to support what we think will be generational defining companies. And I think everything in the middle is very hard. And I think we know where we're strong and where we're potentially, weaker.
Yeah, tell me more about this Sora partnership or that project. Like, how did that come together? What was the reaction? I feel like
did you hesitate at all about giving up your name and likeness? I mean, you and Sam Altman, you guys kind of jumped first, and I think it went surprisingly fine, right?
What was the reaction?
So they wanted to build a social media platform, and we met at the inauguration with Sam Altman. We were like talking about how there needs to be a new social media platform. What does that look like, et cetera. And so we just started having idea brainstorms, and it eventually turned into what Sora is, and then just helping them on the functionality. Me and my brother's expertise of however many years we've been making content, all the little dials, triggers, change this button, change that button, make this easier, boom, boom, boom. This is what fans are looking for. Super detailed stuff. But then once it finally came to launch, I gave my name, image, and likeness, and I knew it was going to get crazy. I wasn't hesitant, and it just caught like fire, and obviously we saw the results and what happened, and it was a pretty phenomenal experience in marketing and like showcasing what the internet loves these days.
One of our portfolio companies, archive.com, tracked 1 billion impressions in 6 days of Jake
Wow.
Sora.
That's so many.
Makes sense.
Well, what advice are you giving to folks who want to become creators in 2026? It feels like a completely different era from the Vine days. At the same time, there's some lessons that never change. But how are you seeing it?
Yeah, I would say authenticity is everything. I think showing your whole entire life is the key. If you're a new and up and coming creator, like the struggles, what you're going through, tell your audience about financially what you're doing or what you're having to do. Talk to them about your ups, your downs. Share with them your life story, and then you just have to be posting and posting. And I think a lot of people aren't good at editing, like simple stuff, captions, music, video, timing, how long is the video. So it is very difficult, and you're competing with every single platform as a content creator. You're competing as a content creator. I'm technically competing against Netflix. Why are they going to watch, some Jake Paul Instagram videos versus going onto Netflix? And so you have to realize that you're actually playing one of the hardest games, and people think it's easy, but it's actually a very, very technical thing, and you have to have a certain skill set to be able to do it, and you have to be entertaining. You have to be providing something that's a niche that no one has ever seen before. We have the Paul brothers, we have the Speeds, we have Mr. Beast doing his videos, we have Whistling Diesel blowing up trucks and cars. So what are you doing? That's different?
John has talked about this. You used to be able to get 1 million views by just having a Ferrari. Now you need to blow it up. The game's changed.
It went from have the car or rent the car to give the car away, where you take the tax deduction, to now you must destroy it. Which is
how do you? So 2025, there was a lot of founders doing like rage bait marketing. This style of like using rage bait in content was popularized on YouTube and various social media platforms. I would say, Jake, you've done this very, very effectively at times of being knowing I'm going to put out this video. It's going to make a lot of people mad, but a lot of people are going to enjoy it too, and they're going to become fans, and I'm okay to alienate some people. How have you kind of like evolved like that? Even like, what is your framework? What is the right amount of rage to generate in an audience, and because you really need to thread the needle?
Yeah.
So the way I look at entertainment is invoking emotion. You want to invoke fear, sadness, happiness, joy.
That's good.
So, good.
So all of these
Not
things.
just fear and sadness. But you need all of them. You need all of them.
The full spectrum.
That's what I'm committed to,
Yeah.
and I don't care who likes it or not. That's what I'm doing.
Emotion.
I posted a video where like I was acting like I was depressed, like traveling around the world in like my jet and on vacation. I was like, what is life? I was like, what is life even about? And I was trolling, and like my friends text me like, yo, bro, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, bro. But the video got like 30 million views because everyone was like, oh, this is like, I'm kind of sad too. Yeah, what is life even about? And just different random things like that. So just be committed as an entertainer to invoking emotion, and you can't care about the result of what anyone thinks, because at the end of the day, people will come back because they feel something. That's the key.
Sure. Someone asked me to ask you all-time record for bench press.
I've done 315 like 3 times.
There we go.
Let's fucking go.
There we go. What do you find yourself when you're talking with founders, bringing up stories from like the fight game and different? Because I met like building a company kind of can feel at times like waking up, opening your email, getting punched in the face. Maybe an investor is rejecting you, a customer went with a competitor, et cetera, et cetera. You're pretty used to getting punched in the face and chewing glass at this point, and I imagine some of those learnings carry over.
Yeah, 100%. I say after boxing, everything is easy because you're actually physically having to fight every day and taking the licks and punches, and you have to bob and weave. Sometimes after the first round, you go back to the corner. Boxing is a great analogy for life. In your companies, you have to go back to the corner, talk to your coaches, reset, come out for the next round, and you can be losing a fight and still win in the end. Not me against Anthony Joshua. My jaw is broken, but
I'm sorry.
But
you're still yapping. He didn't take the spirit.
People were wondering, hey, can he talk on the show? And here, it's proof.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a list right
You're
now
good.
because of it, but we're just pushing through.
This
You're
is
good.
storage shake, actually.
Yeah. This is the AI version of me I tapped in.
Yeah. Can you talk? Maybe both of you could talk to me a little bit about focus. You're both involved in a ton of stuff. Boxing, content, investing, building companies. At the same time, W. At the same time, I think of you as very insightful early on the importance of daily work, daily repetition. It's every day, bro, is a meme, but I actually think it's deeply insightful and the key to many successes. And I credit a lot of the growth that we've had here with becoming a daily show instead of just this show that is every once in a while. And I'm wondering how you deal with focus and when is the time to go all in and do something every single day?
Yeah, you have to figure out that org chart for yourself in terms of what do you know feeds the rest of the ecosystem the most. And for me, that's boxing. But I look to Elon Musk as an example, right? How he's built some of the biggest companies in the world, and he's managing all of these teams, and he's devoted and sleeps on the couch in the offices. You have to be that level of committed, and it's a non-stop working, hustling, whatever it is that you have to do. But I think the importance of having a great team around you allows you to be able to do a lot of things. I have Jeff, that boxing fuels the rest of the ecosystem, the content, the businesses, the attention, all of these things, the networking, the connections. So then Jeff can put his priority as anti-fund, et cetera, and it all turns into this great flywheel. But it's definitely just staying committed and working harder than anyone else that's doing it, or just as hard, and just really checking the temperature if you're actually doing that.
Have you guys done any recent deals?
The most recent things that we're excited. Well, I was going to say,
When you're getting Happy Dad.
They just happened to crack open a Happy Dad.
I just wondering.
Yes, we are. Yes, we're happy investors in Happy Dad. Obviously, the Milk Boys are homies, and the CP Bros are great. It's a great operating team. Plus, I think that influencer-led CPG play, I think, is challenging, but like the very, very best operators, the best celebrities we like to partner with. So another example of that is Khloe Kardashian's Cloud Popcorn, and obviously our own businesses, W.
What's your guys' framework for investing in celebrity brands? Because people have the sense that they see celebrity brands that work, and they just assume that all celebrity brands. They don't see the Travis Scott with his canned cocktail brand that looked like it had a lot of potential but didn't go anywhere. And there's a bunch of other examples like that. I'm curious, like what you guys think the formula is. Is a creator limited to one brand over a 10-year period? Do you see multi-brand strategy emerging? What do you think?
Yeah, I think similar. I'd say the similar assessment as a normal investment, right? 90% of startups fail. So I think we just look at that statistical norm and just expect, and even for celebrity led or not, to just have that statistical pattern. But then I think after that, it looks at, but what you do have is that you have an unfair distribution advantage, and you need to make sure that the market in which that distribution focuses actually makes sense, right? Like I think Happy Dad is a great example where Milk Boys to me is like the frat bro, older unk of the internet. And there's, I don't know, they're like 30 now, so they're unk. But to me, that is a very good founder market product fit. Yeah. Right. And I think if celebrity or not, you just look at that thing as an asset, just like there's a technical advantage. Why are OpenAI researchers just raising a ton of money out the gate? Because there is an assumption that they have some technical ability to find product market fit. So it's the same thing with a celebrity. It's just very distribution oriented. And I think it's maybe a little bit less quantitative. It's maybe more taste driven. I think that's where I think Jake, I value, and I think Logan as well, where they have seen over 10, 15 years of being famous, how many people that have come and gone as famous people. I think it's super rare to be top of field and relevant across multiple platforms for such a long time. So I think those are patterns we pull at.
What about the launch of W? I thought it was interesting because you didn't do what I thought you would do, which is direct to consumer, purely just sell just to the audience. You came out of the gate with a big retail partnership. And I think maybe some influencers or just celebrity type people, they forget that the CEOs of big retail establishments might be in their audience too. They might be able to get that introduction to Walmart sooner or Target sooner. And I was wondering how deliberate that strategy was. As you reflect on that strategy, would you recommend it to someone else in that position?
Yeah, 100%. I think playing across the board also is key. But we wanted to go retail first, and we saw the success of that with my brother's brand with Prime and the accessibility of, all of our fans walking through these stores on a daily basis. I would say a lot of my fan base is a Walmart shopper and et cetera. So, being able to have those contact points digitally, but also in person, and people seeing the things in stores, and being able to have retail D2C, all of that, I think is super important. But we decided to go with the retail first strategy, and it's worked out great.
Part of, I think, the way that you guys have maintained such relevancy is just reinventing yourself. Obviously, you reinventing, going from a YouTuber to a fighter. Do you think about fighters have notoriously short careers? I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to come out of the woodwork when you're 60 and do the Tyson thing, lock up another 100 million pay-per-view. But I imagine at some point, maybe in your 40s, you'll reinvent yourself again. Do you think about? Are you thinking 5-10 years out around how you want to reinvent yourself again, or are you just tunnel vision on boxing at the moment and nothing else matters?
No, yeah, definitely no. I naturally will lead myself into politics without a doubt. Like it's within me. I'm passionate about it. I follow it very closely behind the scenes, and I try to speak up as much as I can to help my audience better understand it and to state my opinion on things. But I don't know what that exactly looks like.
Are you thinking like AI czar or president? What
Comptroller of a local city?
I just want to help the world, and I know it's needed, especially in the generations moving forward. And that's something that Charlie Kirk was doing. I don't know if it's something that looks like that, but it is needed, and it's very important. And I think since the beginning of my whole entire career, I knew I wanted to help kids and help the world, and that's what I've done with my charity and boxing bullies and renovating gyms and all of these things. But I know I can do it at an even greater level, and so working on some things in that area in the future will definitely be exciting.
Well, chat saying Vance Paul 2028. So
let's see it. Let's go. Well, thank you.
Awesome.
So
great to have you both on.
Congratulations.
I'm sure you'll be back on soon. And congrats on the new fund and the recent fight
and the portfolio.
Excited.
They got everything in there.
Yeah, you guys pretty much got them all.
Companies.
So it's been very cool to watch.
Fantastic.
Thank you, guys.
We'll talk to you soon.
Talk soon.
Goodbye.